Good day, class. I am Monica Ibanez, but you can call me Teacher Monique. So, may I request before we proceed to our formal discussion, may I request everyone to please stand for our prayer, and also may I request Catherine to lead the prayer, please. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, Amen. Our Father who art in heaven, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, forgive us our trespasses, as we trespass against us, and deliver us not into temptation, but deliver us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Spirit. Amen. Good day, everyone. So, for our discussion, I have prepared the classroom rules for you to be aware of so that our discussion will run smoothly. First, I have here listen when your teacher is talking. I hope it is obvious na, di ba? Listen, you must listen during my discussion so that you can learn the topic that we will be discussing for the day. Second, raise hand for permission to speak or to answer. Okay, do not interrupt the class while I am discussing. You do not speak without any permission. I mean, do not speak while I am. Do not make any necessary noises while I am discussing. You must raise your hand for me to give you the floor to talk, to speak, to answer. Okay? Next, stay focused and disciplined. Simply focus and discipline. Going back to my first rule, listen when your teacher is talking. While you are listening, you must also focusing. You will focus on my discussion of the topic so that you can learn well, so that you can answer the questions that I will going to give later after our discussion. So again, I assume that this is okay with you. Okay, very good. I hope you're aware with these classroom rules throughout our discussion. So let's have our attendance first. Say present once your name is called. Alea Marconi, Angeles Joseph, Abenido Ruel, Austrio David Lloyd, Bustillo Jose, Calamba Gerald, Anosa Catherine, Verdugo Colleen, Coliseo Mary Ann. Very good. All of you are present for today. Let's give yourselves a round of applause. I hope na magtuloy-tuloy na present mo tanan in every class discussion. Okay. I have first question pala. How are you feeling today? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling sad or what? Okay, as I am observing you class, I can see some of you are smiling. I bet you are happy and some of you are sad or you didn't give any emotions at all. Okay, guys, if you're happy, that's fine, that's fantastic, that's great. But if you're sad, that's okay, fine. That's how life works. Sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're sad. But remember, class, there is always a reason to smile, or there is always a reason to be happy. And every day, we must choose happiness rather than sadness. Okay, may I request everyone to put on their beautiful, their handsome smiles at their faces. Okay, very good. Let's give ourselves a round of applause again. Okay, let's proceed now to our discussion. So, before we totally move on to our lesson prepper, I have prepared here the water song. Okay, if you already know about this, the water song, you can sing along, pero kung bago pa sa inyo ang kaninga song, you can just simply focus on watching this video. Okay. Focus on watching this video because after this I have some questions for you to answer. Okay, wait.
is all around us. Water is a gift from nature, so be thankful for water. Let's save water together. Let's save water together. Water high in the sky, rain on the green grass. Water is what flowers drink and fish breathe. Water is a gift from nature, so be thankful for water. Let's save water together. Let's save water together. Save water, save life! La 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 la. La 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 la. Water is a gift from nature, so be thankful for water. Let's save water together. Let's save water together.
That's it, the water song. Now I have here my questions. What is the song all about? Yes, Colleen. Very good. The what? No, I mean the song is all about water. Based on the title. The title is the water song. So it is all about water. Next question. What have you learned from the song? Okay, Maria Ann. Okay, very good. Another one. Yes, Marconi. Same goes with Maria Ann. So, according to Maria Ann and Marconi, that they learned that we must save water. Water is all around us. And humans, animals, and plants are using water for them to survive, for us to survive. So, Cass, I have a trivia for you. You know that the Earth planet is also called the blue planet. You know why? It is because if we see a picture of a Earth planet, we can see na ang Earth planet is more like a blue color. So it means 70% of the Earth's surface is covered with color blue. And color blue represents the color of, very good, Catherine, color of water. So it states that the Earth's surface is covered of 70% of water. That's why the Earth planet is called the blue planet. Okay? Now, let's play a game. 4 picks, 1 word. I know some of you already knows na about this game. Maybe some of you already played it nasa in your mobile phone before or until now. Okay, let's play 4 picks, 1 word. I will show you 4 pictures, 4 connected pictures, and then you will going to guess. We're going to analyze those pictures on what the word they are trying to convey. Okay, first, okay, this picture. What is, based on this picture, what is the words or phrase they're trying to convey? Yes, Joseph? Water cycle. Let's find out if it is water cycle. Very good, Joseph. It's water cycle. Next picture. Yes, David. Evaporation. Let's find out if it is evaporation. Very good, Joseph. Let's give a round of applause for Joseph and David. Next. Yes, Catherine. Condensation. Let's see. Yes, very good. It's condensation. Next, Gerald. Precipitation. Let's find out if it is precipitation. Very good. It's precipitation. And I guess this is the last one. Yes, Ruel? Collection? Very good. It's collection. Okay. Now, based on the words that you have encountered, what do you think will be our topic for today? Yes, Jose. Okay, very good. Our topic for today is all about the water cycle. So, I have here, I have prepared a video here. Okay, my objective pa pala. Okay, our objective for today is you students will be, at the end of the lesson, you students will be able to trace and describe the importance of the water cycle. So, I have prepared a video here from YouTube, from Peekaboo about water cycle. This will give you an insight or idea on what water cycle will be, or water cycle is.
Hey, have you ever wondered where the rain comes from? Or how the clouds are formed? Well, this is what the water cycle is all about. Come, let's explore. Zoom in! When the sun heats up the rivers and oceans, water becomes water vapor and it rises up in the air. This process is called evaporation. It is the first step of the water cycle. You too can see water vapor at home. Just tell your mommy to heat some water. And as the water gets heated, you'll be able to see the water vapor rising up in the air. When the water vapor reaches up in the sky, it turns into tiny droplets of water. These water droplets, along with various gases and dust particles, come together to form clouds. This is known as condensation. Now, hold a cold lid over the vessel in which you heated water. When you open the lid after some time, you'll be able to see water droplets on the lid. That's exactly what condensation is. When the cloud becomes too heavy and it cannot hold any more water inside, it bursts open to give out rain, hail, or snow. This is known as precipitation. As it rains, water gets collected in oceans, lakes, and rivers. It even seeps through the soil and becomes groundwater. Thus, water cycle is a continuous process of evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Trivia time! Did you know that even plants sweat? That's called transpiration. That's why it rains more in places with more trees, like hill stations and forests. Sometimes snow directly turns into water vapor without melting into water. That's called sublimation. This happens a lot in cold countries. Oh, I need to run now. It's raining again. So this is me zooming out. Tune in next time for some more fun facts.
Okay. So, that video is from Peekaboo, entitled The Water Cycle. Now, what have you learned about the video? Did you learn something about the video? Did you learn about the processes of water cycle? Yes, Catherine? Okay, very good. According to Catherine, she learned the water cycle processes about evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and the other processes like transpiration. Now, what is water cycle? Okay, water cycle is also known as the hydrologic cycle or the hydrological cycle. Describes the continuous movement of water on and above and below the surface of the earth. Hydro means water. Cycle means the process, like repeated process. That's the meaning of the cycle. Repeated process on making water. No, the movement or continuous movement of the water. Now we have the processes of water cycle. We have the evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and also the collection. Now let's first discuss about evaporation. Evaporation occurs when the liquid water on the Earth's surface turns into water vapor in the atmosphere. So ang evaporation, mag-start na siya sa water surface and it will mag-get na siya of gas from the water and it will come up into the atmosphere to form into tiny droplets of water or the water vapor, and if it reaches into the sky, it will form into clouds. Very good. Again, the evaporation will start from the water surface. It will come up, the gas will come up into the atmosphere to form into water vapor with the help from the heat coming from the sun. And it will form into water vapor and it reaches into the sky. It will form tiny droplets of water mixed with the dust particles and it will form into clouds. And that's evaporation. And we also have transpiration. It is another important part of the water cycle. Transpiration is the process of water vapor being released from plants and soil. So, unlike evaporation, mag-start ang releasing of gases sa water surface, while sa transpiration, mag-release ang gas or the water vapor from the plants and the soil. Yes po, mag-sweat ang plants. Again, just like evaporation, mo rises na siya nga sa atmosphere until mag-form into tiny droplets together with the dust particles. It will form into clouds. We also have respiration. Happens when humans and animals release gas in the atmosphere. Just like evaporation and transpiration, there will be releasing of gas, and if ma-reach na siya nga sa atmosphere, it will form into tiny droplets or the water vapor together with the dust particles. It will form into clouds, and that's what we call the condensation. Now, what is condensation? Condensation is the process of a gas changing to a liquid. In the water cycle, water vapor in the atmosphere condenses and becomes liquid. Just what I have mentioned earlier about evaporation, mag-start ang evaporation from the water surface. It mag-release na siya of like tiny droplets of water lang, like gas. It will come up into the atmosphere with the form of water vapor together with the help of the heat coming from the sun. It will reach us up into the sky and it will turn into tiny droplets together with the dust particles. It will form into clouds, and that's what we call the process of condensation. Here, the evaporation, the water vapor will come up together with the help of the heat coming from the sun. It will form into water vapor, the tiny droplets, together with the dust particles, and it will form, and if it reaches into the sky, it will form into clouds, or that's what we call the condensation process. Next, we have the precipitation. Precipitation describes any liquid or solid water that falls to earth as a result of condensation in the atmosphere. Precipitation includes rain, snow, and hail. So again, let's go back from evaporation. Here in evaporation, mag-start from the water surface, very good, and then it will come up into the atmosphere in a form of water vapor with the help of the heat coming from the sun, and if it reaches into the sky, together with the help, together with the dust particles, it will form into tiny droplets. It will form into clouds or the condensation. And if the droplets mixed with dust particles will get heavy, in the clouds, it will produce rains, snows, or hails, and that's what we call the process of precipitation. Very good. Next, we have the collection process. Rain and snow then fill the lakes and streams and run into the land. Again, let's go back to evaporation again. The evaporation will start from, very good, the water surface, and it will come up into the atmosphere in the form of water vapor together with the help of, very good, the heat coming from the sun. It will form into tiny droplets together with the dust particles. It will form into clouds, or that's the process of condensation. When the clouds or the droplets in the clouds will get heavy, it will produce, very good, rain, snows, or hails, and that's what we call the process of precipitation. And when the rains or snows or hails produces in the process of precipitation, it will land here into the lake or the streams or the oceans or the rivers, and that's what we call the process of collection. And then go back na siya nga sa evaporation, and then that's what we call the water cycle process, continuous movement of the water from evaporation going to condensation to precipitation to collection, and then going back to evaporation, go on, so on and so forth. No? It's a repetition process all over again. That's what we call the water cycle. So again, what are the processes of water cycle? Yes, Marconi? Very good. The processes of water cycle is evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and also the collection. Okay. And we also have other processes of water cycle. We have the runoff. Describes a variety of ways liquid water moves across land. So, going back here in the precipitation, mag-produce when the tiny droplets and mixed with the dust particles will form into clouds, and when the clouds get heavy, it will produce rain, snows, or hails, and going back into the lake, streams, or rivers. So, runoff is how the way of the liquid water moves across the land. We also have snowmelt. Okay, in the precipitation, it could be the clouds will produce rains, snows, or hails. Now, in the snowmelt process, it will produce snow from the word snow. Okay, when the snow arrive here in the land or in the runoff, dili pa siya ingon nga mag-melt dayon. But if it pero kung mag-melt na siya, mag-form na siya into streams or pools. Okay? So, again, what are those process? What is water cycle? Yes, Catherine. Very good. Water cycle is the continuous movement of water in the atmosphere. Next, what are the processes of water cycle? Yes, Colleen. Very good. The processes of water cycle are evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection. And the other processes will be transpiration, respiration, runoff, and snowmelt. Now let's move on to the importance of water cycle. It provides plant, animals, and humans water. All life is dependent upon water. Water makes up 60% to 70% of all living matter, and all humans cannot live without drinking water for more than a week. So, water cycle is a big help for us humans. Not just humans, but also plants and animals. Because we cannot survive life without drinking water. Diba? It can cause humans dehydration, and dehydration can possibly can possibly end up to death. Diba? Like kadalasan mamatay ang tao kung like mga 1 week dili siya kainom og tubig. No, ma-dehydrate, mag-uga ang ato ang body system. And if mag-uga na ang body system, if mag-dehydrate na ta, there's a tendency that we will die. Okay, so water cycle or the water is very, 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 very important. No? So that's it. Now I have here, that's it for the end of our discussion. Now I have here some questions or applications. Let's see if you really listen to our discussion. Now I have your questions. What is the importance of water cycle for us humans? We discussed that earlier. Yes, Marconi. Very good. The importance of water cycle for us humans is it provides plants, humans, animals, water, because all living matter is dependent on water. You know, and there is a tendency that we might die if we don't drink water for more than a week. Next question, how are you going to take good care of the bodies of water? Yes, Joseph. Okay, very good. Another one, Jose. Very good. In order for us to take good care of the bodies of water, we will not throw trashes into the rivers, into streams, or lakes, or the oceans, diba? We will not, like, for example, magamit og dynamite when naay mag-fishing, diba? Dynamite is prohibited. Dili na siya allowed because it can cause cause danger into the oceans, and especially sa mga living ang nagpuyo sa ilam sa dagat. No? And also, if dili ta mag-take good care sa atong bodies of water, the water cycle will magka-mix na siya og pollution. So, malanghap nato or magamit nato ang water cycle na naay pollution, magka-pollution sa ato ang body. Okay? So, next question, is the water coming from the rain safe? Why? Okay. Gerald. Okay, very good. Mas safe ang rain kung ang pag-take good care nato sa bodies of water is maayo. Like, diba, wag dili ta mag-throw trashes, dili makakuha og pollution ang water cycle, dili makakuha og dirty nga water vapor ang evaporation, kung dili makakuha og what do you call this one, basta ka ng pollution ang atong water cycle. That's nga, kung makakuha og pollution ng atong water cycle, dili safe ang rain, diba? Pero it's okay. Okay. So again, what are the processes of water cycle? We have the evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection. And the other processes are transpiration, respiration, runoff, and snow melt. Now let's have an activity. Okay. Look at this, mga araw-araw. This represents the process of the water cycle. So let's start here. What do you call the process in this area? We have here the water surface coming into the sky. What do you call that process? Very good, evaporation. Again, evaporation occurs in the water surface. It will come up into the atmosphere, and with the help of the heat coming from the sun, it will form into water vapor, and if it reaches into the sky, it will form into tiny droplets and mix with the dust particles. It will form into, very good, condensation. It will form into clouds, and if the clouds get heavy due to the tiny droplets, due to the dust particles, mag-produce siya of rain or snows or hails. What do you call that process? Yes, precipitation. Very good. And if the rain or the snows or the hills will going back into the streams and rivers or oceans, what do you call that process? Very good. Collection. Now let's see if our answers are correct. Yes, we have evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection. Very good. Now, before we end our discussion, let's answer this one first. I want you to get 1/4 sheet of paper and then answer immediately. The direction match the description from column A with its corresponding water cycle processes in column B. Write the letter in the blank provided. No need to copy the questions. You just answer directly in your paper. I'll give you 5 minutes to answer. Okay, time is up. Let's check your answers. Number 1. It is the process of a liquid surface changing to a gas. What is the answer? Yes, Catherine. Evaporation. You're correct. The answer is evaporation. Number 2. It describes any liquid or solid water that falls to earth as a result of a condensation in the atmosphere, includes rain, snow, and hail. What is the answer? Yes, Pauline. Precipitation. Very good. The answer to number 2 is precipitation. Number 3. It is the process of water vapor being released from plants and soil. Jose. Transpiration is correct. Number 4. It is the process of a gas changing to a liquid. What is the answer? Gerald. Condensation is correct. Number 5. It describes a variety of ways liquid water moves across lands. Maria Ann. Runoff, correct. Number 6. It is an important type of runoff produced as snow or glaciers melt and form streams or pools. Yes, Joseph. Snow melt is correct. Who got the correct answer? Who got the perfect answers? Very good. All of you got the perfect answers. Let's give ourselves 2 stamps, a round of applause, and say yes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yes. Very good. So that's it for our discussion for today. I hope you learned something and thank you for your cooperation. God bless you.